Surprisingly enough, in spite of this year being the year of reading my shelves, I have a book haul to share with you today. Hello book friends, I'm Jen and welcome to my reading life and welcome to another book haul video. I wasn't sure when or if I would have a book haul video to share with you, but books do keep coming into my life even though I am reading from my shelves this year as much as I possibly can. And I am actually doing really well at reading off of my shelves. As of today, I have read 23 books off of my unread shelf. So these are all books that I have purchased prior to January 1st of this year. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that because that feels really good. Well, I should say I've either read or unhauled them. Some of those books I did try and then DNF'd and unhauled. But that counts. They are off my shelf. They're no longer in my possession and they're no longer part of my unread count. And that is all for the better. But I still have books coming into my life. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't count if I buy a book that I've already read, right? Because it's not getting added to my unread shelf count because I've already read it. It's just a new edition that's come into my life, or I didn't own it because I read it on my Kindle or I read it from the library. And so those don't count. Yes? Yes. I think we can all agree on that, right? I mean, that seems fair. And not all of these books were books that I purchased myself. I was so generously gifted quite a number of these books. I think about half of the books I'm going to share today were gifted to me, and the other half were purchases that I made. And then at the end, I have one bookish item that's not a book, but it is very book related, and I'm going to share that as well. On my big spreadsheet that I created to track my different reading goals and plans for this year, I have a page dedicated to books that I've purchased. And I'm only keeping track of physical books that I purchased that I have not read yet. And of those, I have purchased 6 books so far this year that are books I've never read before, and, have come into my life, and I am going to read them this year. That is my goal, hopefully within the first month of receiving them. And I'm technically eligible to have purchased about 7, almost 8 books based on the number that I've read, because I need to have read 3 of my own books off my unread shelf before I can purchase a new unread book. And so I am under the numbers, so that is good. And of those 6, I am actually in the middle of 2 of them right now, so they are being read, and that is very exciting. But I'm not going to talk about all of those. I have talked about some of the books that I purchased already in other wrap-ups and other videos. I'm not going to touch on every book that I've purchased so far this year. I'm just going to share with you all the books that have come into my life this February. And without further ado, let us get into them. The first book that I purchased, that is a book I have not read, and that is Stillmeadow Calendar by Gladys Taber. And I am buddy reading this with my friend Melissa, who you just saw the second part of our book chat, which was up last week, and I will link that in the cards and the description box if you missed it. But we are going to be slow reading this over the course of the year. Every chapter is a month of the year, and I finally got myself a copy. Gladys Taber's books are not easy to find, you guys, but I found this lovely vintage edition, and this was originally published in 1967. So this is not a first edition, it's a second edition. But yes, I'm very excited. I have already caught up and have read January and February. And I think I'm going to read each chapter at the beginning of the month because she talks about such lovely seasonal aspects to each month. And I just think it will be a lovely way to usher in the coming month. And so I'm planning to read March's chapter this coming weekend and let March come in through Stillmeadow Calendar. But yes, I'm very excited to have this book, and I'll be reading this throughout the year. And then next up is a book that I have already read and I adored, and I really wanted a copy for my own personal library to complete this little trilogy that it's a part of, and that is Martha's Vineyard, Isle of Dreams by Susan Branch. And I managed to get this very pristine edition from Thrift Books, and I was so excited to find it. It's very hard also to find these books as well. For some reason, this book in Susan Branch's memoir trilogy is so hard to find, and it is out of print. Even though the other two, Fairy Tale Girl and A Fine Romance, I believe are both still in print. I'm not sure why this one is out of print, but it is. But now I have my own copy and I'm so excited. I originally checked this out from the library, but I've been wanting to complete my set of the trilogy, and now I have it, and that makes my heart happy. Yay. And it's not a book that's been added to my TBR because I've already read it. The next book that I purchased is one that I'm going to be reading with my Gilded Age buddy read group. And for March, we are reading Dodsworth by Sinclair Lewis. And this is the story of a American couple who head into Europe in the 1920s, and I think spend some time with the, upper crust society folk. Yes, I don't really have any idea what this is going to be like or about. I've never read Sinclair Lewis before, and I've just tabbed up the different sections for our breakdown for our reading schedule. And yes, I'm excited to give this a go in March. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm going in blind. So this one is going to get read in March. So again, it will go on to the TBR and then immediately come off again. That's what I like this year. And then lastly, I decided, even though I am only maybe, 20% into this book, and I was reading it on my Kindle, but I just decided I really wanted to have the physical copy so that I can annotate it and have it in my collection to refer to. And that is Jane Austen's Bookshelf by Rebecca Romney. Again, I'm still slow reading this, but I am going to get through it. I'm hoping to get through it in March, but I am so excited to have my very own copy, a physical copy of this. And yes, very much enjoying reading through this. It is just wonderful. Those are all of the books that I purchased for myself. The rest of these books were all gifted to me, and this was so lovely. Some of these were complete surprises, and I just about squealed when I opened the packages. So excited to receive these. But the first one I did know was coming because I had to share my mailing information. But that is a copy of Kate and Frida by Kim Fay. I have my very own physical copy now. I'm so excited. But Kim Fay's publicist sent this to me. So thank you to Kim and to her publicist for this copy. Cannot wait. I'm actually going to meet Kim Fay in person. She is coming to my local independent bookstore, and I am going to meet her and have her sign my book and my copy of Love and Saffron too, hopefully. Kim, I hope that's okay. I'm thinking I might just reread this one and Love and Saffron right before I meet her, because I just want to have them fresh in my memory, and yeah, I feel like I want to reread them. So I think that's going to happen, even though I didn't put that on my March TBR, but I know I can get through them really quickly. I think I read both of them in like a day and a half, so won't take me very long, but so excited. And then next I received 2 different packages from 2 different people that just absolutely lifted me up and brightened my day when these arrived. And I feel so blessed to be a part of this wonderful bookish community. I was sent 2 books by the lovely Miriam from Miriam Elizabeth Reads. If you're not following her, go over to her channel and subscribe, because she is fantastic. I love all her videos. We have our tastes cross over quite a bit. She reads some genres that I don't, but I think if you like my channel, you'll like Miriam's as well. But as a lovely little surprise for my 1-year booktube anniversary, she sent me 2 Jane Austen novels. She sent Mansfield Park and Northanger Abbey. These are both in the Union Square editions. That was the edition of Persuasion that I read for January this year. I love these editions. I love how they feel in my hands. I love the font, and I just think these editions are wonderful. And so thank you, Miriam, for sending these to me. So thrilled to have them as part of my Jane Austen collection. And yes, can't wait to use these editions to reread these books. Maybe one of these will be our pick for next January. And then finally, I received another package from one of my subscribers, Jacqueline. And Jacqueline so generously sent me a little gift for, again, because it was my 1-year booktube anniversary. And she so kindly also, and again, she didn't know Miriam was going to send me those other 2 books, but she sent me Sense and Sensibility in the Union Square edition. So I think I just need Pride and Prejudice and Emma, and then I will have the full set in this Union Square edition. So I'm very excited. I am slowly working my way towards having the complete set of one edition, because I don't think I have a complete set of Jane Austen in just one edition. So it'd be very nice to complete this. So I may have to work on that this year. But she so kindly sent me this book. And then, you guys, she sent me the loveliest gift. She sent me a vase. And this is no ordinary vase, you guys. This is a vase commemorating the 250th anniversary of Jane Austen. It's her 250th birthday. Look at this beautiful blue and white vase made like a book. So it lists all of Jane Austen's main novels here on the front. It says 6 classics in one sitting. And then on the back, it says, the person, be it gentleman or lady, who has not pleasure in a good novel must be intolerably stupid. Of course. And then it has all of the books also listed here on the spine, and it says the 250 years anniversary edition. And this came in just the loveliest blue box. And then it also came with a bookmark, which I'm actually using in my Jane Austen's bookshelf book right now. But it says, your silence is as noble as it is necessary, Jane Austen. And then it says, shh, I'm reading. So excited to have these. Jacqueline, thank you so much. This is so lovely. I think I might get some daffodils to put in here. Very springy with the yellow and the blue and white. And so you might see this back here in some upcoming videos with flowers in it, because I'm gonna have to be using that all year long, as I'm going to have to use my Jane Austen bookmark. But right now it's going to continue to mark my place in here. And that is it. That is my February book haul. I'm feeling really good about the books that have come into my life so far this year. I really am keeping on top of being really conscious of not just buying a book because it sounds good or it's something I might want to read later this year. I have been keeping a list in my notes app on my phone. If I hear about a book that sounds really good that I might want to add to my library, I put it in there first. And then I think about it for a while. And that has really been helping me, because sometimes I worry that I'll hear about a book and then I will forget about it or forget why I wanted to read it or who recommended it. So putting it in my notes app and then also indicating where I heard about it really is helpful to me, and is helping me make some good, smart purchasing decisions. And obviously, because my reading life is also a bit communal these days, where I am part of buddy read groups and I'm in book club and I'm doing some read-alongs for my Patreon, I want to be able to get books if I need them, but I want to get them right when I need them. For example, with my Gilded Age buddy read group, we have picked our books through June so far this year, but I have not purchased the books for May and June yet. I'm going to purchase those, one at the end of April and one at the end of May, so that I get them just in time to read them for our buddy reads. But again, I'm trying not to just like bring books into my life just because. I want to be really purposeful about it. And, again, at least I can buy books that I've already read, because that makes me happy. It's fun to have new editions of books or a copy of a book that I read in the past and loved and would love to reread and want to have on my shelf. And that sort of fulfills that need to buy books without adding to my unread number, which is still very, very high. But I'm slowly working that number down. We'll see where I get to by the end of the year. I would love to chat with you in the comments. Have you read any of the books that I hauled? Do any of them sound interesting to you? What books have come into your life in February? Did you buy any books this past month? If so, have you read them yet? Are you going to read them soon? Not that you have to make that a goal of yours. I certainly understand wanting to add books to your collection, especially if you don't have as large a library as I have. You should buy books if that makes you happy. 100%. But let's chat all things book hauls down in the comments, or anything else bookish you want to chat about. And if you've made it this far, but you don't have anything you'd like to add in the comments, but you want to let me know that you were here, why don't you leave a book emoji, since we're talking about books, of course. Comments really do help my channel, and I appreciate you leaving those emojis, and I love knowing that you were here and you made it this far. And if you did enjoy this video, if you could hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed, I would love to have you join my bookish community. And I will be back with another video very soon. Bye!